Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see how to create SharePoint site collection on the fly. In all of our previous versions, we used to see SharePoint site creation privilege was available under Admin Center, which was Central Administrator in SharePoint 2016, in 2013, 2016, and so on to all the on-premise versions. When it comes to SharePoint Online, previously, when they haven't launched their modern UI, till that time, they had given this self-service site creation option, but most of the organization they had disabled those options and used to create sites with any of the provisioning tool. They might have been setting up via PowerShell or with CSOM model or with any other way. But in case of advanced UI, now Microsoft is promoting SharePoint site creation under users control. So what happened is they have given the privilege to end users that they can create their own site and they will manage by themselves. There is no need of IT or there is no need of any admin to control that what site name you keep or where you create your site. So in this case, let's talk about how to create your SharePoint site on the fly. In our last session, we have seen how to set up our Office 365 tenant. So our Office 365 tenant is set. We are on the root site with the URL as princeoven.sharepoint.com. So ideally, this will be my tenant name. My tenant name is princeoven SharePoint. And when it comes to any online tenant, .sharepoint.com prefix will always be there. Okay, let's move on to SharePoint site creation. If you click on this waffle icon, this is known as waffle icon in SharePoint homepage. If we click on this waffle icon, we have a lot of applications available out of the box as part of Office 365 tenant. Outlook, which is for mail, then OneDrive for business, we will talk about it later. Word, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, SharePoint, Teams. Few will look familiar to you guys, few will not. No need to worry. We will talk about everything. So first thing is our target is SharePoint. If I am clicking on SharePoint, let's see where it lands me to. It has landed me to a new page, which is a self-service site creation page. In this case, you see I have an option enabled, which is create site. Let's create a site. I'm going to create a site. Now it is asking me two options, whether I want to create team site or communication site. Whatever the site I'll create from here, either team site or communication site, this will be part of modern team site or modern sites. If you need to create classic team site or your different templates, what we used to have in different SharePoint versions, those are still available. We will look onto that part as well. But as of now, I'm going to create SharePoint site collection by selecting this option of team site. I clicked on team site. It is asking me team site name. I am saying test tutorial. So test tutorial is my team site name. The moment I have given this name, there's a group email address came along and the site address you can see if I'm liking it or not. So in this case, see, this was my tenant URL, which was princeoven.sharepoint.com. And then when we are creating any site with with self-service site creation portal, this sites will be a managed path which will be available in the URL and then my site name which I have kept here. So imagine if I do not want test tutorial and I want my learning site. The URL has now been updated to /sites slash my learning site. Let's keep it as my learning site. And the one very important factor, which is a difference between team site, classic team site, and modern team site, which even a lot of people are still confused, that if I create team site from tenant, or if I create team site which is a normal classic team site with a lot of features, how it is different from team site getting created in self-service portal. There is only one difference between normal team site and modern team site, that is this group association. When you create a modern team site from self-service portal, you will get a Office 365 group associated with your team site. There will be a group created automatically, which you can see in your Outlook. Once we configure our Outlook, we will see this My Learning Site group will be available there in Outlook. We will see that part soon. So let's move on to our site creation. I have provided name as My Learning Site, group email address automatically created. There's a site description. If you want to give, you can. If you don't want, it's up to you. I'm giving site description. This is a demo site to start learning SharePoint concepts. I purposely have not touched root site, which got created as part of this tenant creation, because we will be going to touch base on hub site and a lot of other topics. So I reserved that site for that purpose. So in this case, I have just created a new team site, which is my learning site, and remaining privacy setting is you can select public or private. So I'm keeping it as private. Select a language, which is default language English. Okay, I clicked on next. Additional honors. Do I need to add any honors? Because I am creating my site as Prince Dhawan, which is the admin account. So it by default that person will be added as honor. Apart from this, if we need to add someone, we can. If not, we can just skip this part. I do not want to have any additional admin, so I'm not adding any admin. So when it comes to add members, I do not even want to add any member right now, but at a later stage I would like to show you that what are these admin members. So even in this case, if you see, I can, for the time being, I can add myself because we have not created any user in our Azure Active Directory yet. Just one point on a very high level, I would like to talk about Azure Active Directory. In case of SharePoint Online, there is a Azure Active Directory available in our tenant, which we set up. We can manage all the users in Azure Active Directory. So if I have to add a new user, first that user should be available in Azure Active Directory. Then I will be able to add them as either a site owner or member. What's the difference between these two? We will talk later. So my site is ready. Hardly it took 2 minutes to create site, though I was explaining and taking more time. But if I have to create a new site, I think it will not even take more than 2 minutes. So within 2 minutes, we'll be having a site ready. Even if I want to make it a public site, I can make it a public site. You just now saw that privacy setting. I can make that site public and I can start doing any of the stuff what I need to. So imagine if I have set up my Office 365 tenant and I need to create a site. It is just a matter of 2 minutes. I don't need to worry about UI. I need not to worry about database. I need not to worry about anything. Everything is by default set up with basic stuff. With basic stuff meaning some of the content is already there in terms of some web parts. I'll not talk more on web parts and other details, but my site is ready. In our next topic, we will talk on what are the different web parts and other information available as part of site. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my video, do subscribe and share it. Thank you so much.